Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Joe Pike. This is the Joe PK channel, and today we have arrived right up north in the Arctic Circle. We've driven about 3 hours in the car to get to this incredibly remote fishing lodge. So the mission is, of course, to find one of the world's most incredible, most powerful, most delicious fish, the Atlantic halibut. Upon arriving at the fishing lodge, we wasted no time in loading up the boat and heading out to sea. Got my hunting jacket, spare hood, hat, but when you have highs of -7, it's nice to stay warm, right, Carl? Can confirm. You excited or are you excited?
I am absolutely, I don't know what the word is, overwhelmed.
We've got nav gear, we have a professional pilot. Despite being November, we were so lucky with the weather. The sun was shining and the sea was flat calm. We headed out to explore our first mark for the great Atlantic halibut. So we've got the floats going out. The rig is very simple. You float, the rope is attached straight to the handle of the gun. So if we do catch a big halibut, we can just let go of the gun. Oh, let's see what happens. Plunging into the Arctic, day one. Let's see what we can find. Jumping in the water, we were greeted with some absolutely stunning visibility. Here, in about 8 meters of water, we could clearly make out the bottom and all its details, with sea urchins and shells. These were the conditions we had been dreaming about for so long. Here you can see our technique for hunting for halibut as a team. One person in the boat watching over 2 divers in the water who are swimming parallel over the ground, searching for that telltale diamond shape. After about an hour and a half in the water, the only fish I've seen is this small school of sardines. There just seem to be miles and miles of monotonous seabed covered in these small black sea urchins and broken shells. After seeing no sign of halibut for several hours, we had time to check out one last mark for the day. And at this mark, I was about to have my first opportunity to spear an Atlantic halibut. Just made out this absolute beauty on the seabed in about 10 meters, and this is the absolute perfect eating size. What stunning fish. Cannot wait to be cooking up some of that later on. Oh, so happy. After one failed trip to Norway, returning, we're here in -7 degrees, 7-degree water, 5th drift of the day, and we have beautiful Atlantic halibut. absolutely heart-stopping moment when I saw it from the surface. It took me a while to sort of gain my composure to actually dive, but I managed to get a nice spear in, good holding shot, and we're eating very well tonight. I'm about to fillet my first ever Atlantic halibut, and just been admiring this incredible fish. First thing we've noticed is the teeth. These are ambush predators, and they're catching things like coalfish and sardines and you name it. They're lying on the bottom or hunting in the water column. They've got those sharp teeth to grip their prey. And of course, what do you need to ambush? You need good camouflage, and the camouflage on this thing is absolutely ridiculous. They look exactly like the bottom structure around them, the rocks, and this mottling is almost like the sea urchins which are on the bottom. So grateful to be able to catch this, and we're going to enjoy this now. We're going to fillet it and fry it and have it with some dauphinoise potatoes. Yes, please. This looks pretty impressive. It's quite oily. It's very soft. It's very flavoursome. It's absolutely delicious. So this is going to fuel us for tomorrow's dive. But before we disappear and go to day 2, we have a story from someone on the group about something that happened today.
So how big was your fish, Joe?
So my fish, 85 centimetres, probably about 8-10 kilos.
Okay, so I'm thinking possibly double that then. Saw it in the distance, sitting on the white sand like Joe's, perfect diamond, triangle at the end. Heart started going, swam across. Yeah, it was there. I think I came too much from the side and just about to dive down, literally went down, wafted off. So never to be seen.
How do you feel about that?
I'm glad I saw it, because it's the first one I've seen, so it's a pretty good one to see for the first one.
You've been shouting all evening.
But I am a little bit frustrated because could have been my moment, but never mind. Tomorrow is another day, and I shall have redemption.
We were out on the water bright and early, and the weather was possibly even better than the day before. We saw a likely looking mark and made our way straight there.
Have a look there? Yeah. Let's have a look there. It looks so good.
Once again, the visibility was epic, and we were starting to see small halibut from the surface. Nick was getting his eye in on some place and making sure we had something to eat for dinner.
That is a massive place. Look at the size of it.
These cod were foraging over the seabed at this particular mark, but they were very difficult to get close to. And it definitely helps if you have your safety catch off. Carl may have struggled to catch one of these cod, but little did he know he was about to spear the fish of a lifetime.
surface, a large specimen halibut. Didn't think it was going to be quite this big, but I thought it was a good size. Duck dive, 2-3 fin strokes, nice shot. It completely static, doesn't move.
I'll get down to scale to show how big it is. There we go. Look at that. And a bit of a team effort. I had to put a second shot in, and then the tail of lasso to bring it in. Yeah, well done, Carl. I couldn't be happier for you. Could not be happier.
We were clearly in the right spot for halibut. After jumping back in the water, after a few seconds, I see this magnificent halibut below me. I was really itching to get a second shot in this halibut, worrying it might rip off any second. And now, it was my turn to secure the fish of a lifetime.
Oh well, there we are. That's what we came for, the giant Atlantic halibut. The light's fading, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. Carl just had his stunning fish, a team effort. Final mark of the day is a kind of drop off, and he was just sitting there in about 8-10 metres of water. My heart was beating so fast. I took 3 deep breaths and down I went. What an incredible fish. Is it heavy?
Absolute roller coaster of a day. 2 halibut, as you can see. Carl's absolute beast. My slightly more humble, but perfect eaters, both of them. But what an amazing experience in the Arctic Circle. Did you enjoy yourself, Carl?
Amazing. Fighting that big fish, trying to pull it up from the spears, from the floats. It's an absolute struggle.
Well done, Carl.
After spending an hour or so filleting halibut, we enjoyed Nick's giant place, which he caught earlier that day, and then had a much deserved rest, very excited at what the next day would bring. The next day actually brought some pretty terrible conditions. The wind had really picked up, which had completely ruined the visibility in the shallows, and that made halibut hunting impossible.
Visibility's gone from 20 metres to probably 3 metres overnight.
So we had to switch things up a bit and try for a cod hunt.
We found a pinnacle right in the middle of the channel in about 10 to 15 metres, and it looks like there could be cod. So we're going to dive in and see if we can catch our first Arctic cod. Very excited.
Carl did first drop to try and secure his first ever cod.
How do you feel? Are you happy?
Oh, I'm very happy. First ever cod.
Well done, Carl.
Lovely table fish.
Beauty. That's tonight's dinner right there. Whoop, whoop.
It was my turn to dive next to the cod, and dropping down to the reef in about 14 metres of water, little did I know I was about to witness one of the most spectacular things of my diving career. I was waiting on the bottom here, and after about 20 seconds, in came a giant free-swimming Atlantic halibut. did think about spearing this fish, but it looks so big it would probably be too much meat for us to all take home. So I just let this one swim on.
Unbelievable sight. Unbelievable.
The wind was picking up even more and it was just getting dangerous getting in and out of the boat. So we decided to call it a day, head back to the lodge and try again tomorrow. So it's our final day of spearfishing in the Arctic. Today we are so lucky. The wind has dropped off to basically zero. The sea's flat calm and we have just found a pinnacle. We've marked it and it looks like there is some life on it, so we're going to jump in. We are extremely excited to see what the pinnacle's like, see what the structure is, and see what species it's holding.
Here we go. There's Carl. Beach boaty.
Jumping in the water here, I just took my time to take in this moment and all of the spectacular scenery around me. I've never dived in anything like this before. Crystal clear, freezing cold water, surrounded by snowy mountains. And right below me was a huge school of cod. Carl wasted absolutely no time in getting amongst it.
Very happy. Very happy.
Fantastic work, Carl. This has been a dream of yours, no?
Been a dream for many years to shoot a big cod and a halibut in the North Arctic Circle.
In these surroundings. I think now it's my turn.
I was so excited to get down there. I had never speared a cod myself before, and this was my chance.
So it's the last afternoon of the last day. We've all shot some nice cod. However, Nick is possibly going to have a go for the halibut. We're in some premium halibut country. We're going to do some drifting and see if, as a team, we can find one last halibut.
Let's give it a go.
You keen?
Let's go, yeah. Fins on.
Despite shooting a smaller halibut earlier in the week, Nick was itching to try his luck at finding the giant. But despite searching for about 2.5 hours, Nick and Carl were only seeing small halibut, and eventually they had to give up the chase. They kindly decided on the way back in, I could do one last drop on the cod pinnacle to try and secure one last cod. Little did I know, something very different to cod was about to show up. Thank you so much for joining us on this epic adventure. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and I want to say a very big thank you to Daniel Mann and Andrew Gomm and Ricky Scott for helping recommend this fishing lodge and also help me out with a few spots. They were so kind, sharing some of their knowledge, showing me the way. Thank you guys.